In this video, we're moving to the different theory of macro, which is the Keynesian model. And as we're solving, I want you to know that the lesson objective is to be able to answer a paper one that can come asking you to explain this. Explain why the Keynesian aggregate demand, aggregate supply diagram, explain how the economy may be in equilibrium at any level of real output where aggregate demand intersects aggregate supply, as opposed to the neoclassical where the full employment, in the long run output has to be at the full employment level. So I'll ask you in the end to figure out how to answer a paper one question like that. So as we're doing this, think of what is the ABCD that you'll use. Now, it's important to know that in the Keynesian theory, wages are sticky in both the short run and long run. Because of this, the relationship between output and price level is determined by the spare capacity or by the availability of the factors of production. And that's why the Keynesian aggregate supply has different areas. So let's first start with the horizontal section of the Keynesian. Now, the horizontal section says that when there is available factors of production in the economy, then the workers would not want to demand higher work. So as output rises in the economy, price level is constant. And that's why this region of the Keynesian curve is when we consider the economy has spare capacity. Okay, so again, what's the meaning of spare capacity? So when a lot of resources are unemployed, workers would be willing to work without a rise in wages or increasing the price level. And if the economy needs to use these resources, it will not have to pay a higher price. So if the economy needs to use these resources, it will not have to pay higher prices. And that's why this is signified on the aggregate supply curve that production may rise at stable price level. And this happens when the output of the economy is so well below the full employment resources, almost all resources are unemployed. So that's why spare capacity is characterized by unemployed resources. Now, as we move closer and closer to a higher output level, resources start getting employed. As resources are getting employed, this means that they are becoming scarcer and scarcer. So the firms would have to pay higher prices to employ these resources. And that's why region 2 is categorized by scarcity. And the explanation for this area is that as resources are becoming scarce, their price starts to getting their price starts getting higher. So an increase in output in the economy also leads to an increase in price level. And let's go with this one. Okay. And the final part is that resources are fully employed. There is no way the economy can employ anymore. So any increase in the demand for resources will just lead to an increase in price level with no effect on output. And that is why this is the vertical section, which represents the full employment level of output. So any increase in output at this point does not really lead to an increase in output. It just leads to an increase in the price level. So this area is defined as full employment. The resources are no longer just scarce, they are fully employed. So in this part, economy is operating at full capacity. And just to link it to unemployment, full capacity does not mean zero unemployment, it means the natural rate of unemployment. So there may still be from 4 to 6% unemployment, which includes the structural, frictional, and seasonal unemployment. You can answer a paper 1 question that can ask us, explain that the Keynesian model of the aggregate supply curve has 3 sections because of wage price downward inflexibility. Downward inflexibility means rigidity or means sticky prices, that wages are fixed and do not fall. So because of the downward inflexibility of wages and different levels of spare capacity in the economy. So I want you to pause the video and think how, if you get that as a paper 1, can you answer it yourself given the information that was explained? Now let's move on. Now we haven't still answered the other question, which is explain using the Keynesian model that the economy may be at an equilibrium at any level of real output. And we'll do that in the next video. So bye.